Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Highly Taken Podcast, episode number 18. Here I am again, David Seifert, back at you from Tallahassee.
Christian Smith at you from Rehoboth, Delaware this time.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Nick Smith, back at you in Jacksonville. Let's get it, guys.
I think, do you have your mic still?
Me?
I think your mic is too good at cutting out sounds because it doesn't show the
Yeah.
anymore.
Yep. What are we leaving?
All right, his mic's off now.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll get right into it. We'll do our Dubs and Chugs results.
Yes, sir. Let's find out, baby.
We'll start with a good one. This was a pretty good weekend, guys. It came down to the wire. Christian came in first place
Oh,
yeah, back
no.
to back.
with 5.
Oh, that's bad.
That's all we need,
A
boys.
dub's a dub, I guess.
David had 4.
Ooh.
I had 4. You know what that means.
I mean, the tiebreaker.
And it goes into the tiebreaker. And like we said, we picked the Phillies Miami game.
Mhm.
David, do you remember who you picked to win?
I picked the Marlins to win. I know I picked the Marlins to win.
You picked the Marlins to win. I picked the Phillies to win.
Okay.
And because of that, I lost.
Let's go.
But hey, I'm glad
But-
the tiebreaker finally came into effect, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, even it's a bad week for all of us. However, it was a really close week for all of us, considering
Yeah.
like first place is only one ahead.
Well, we all pretty much picked different games too, like, which was actually different, but we all had relatively the same score. But I'll go ahead and drink my seltzer, guys. Don't mind
Yeah.
me.
I guess, Christian, you are exposing your knees to us right now, so I guess that means you go first. Show us your best centers in the NFL.
Yeah.
You did centers this time, right?
I did do centers this time, yes.
There we go. The boy.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, dude. I never realized how many of these centers in the NFL I don't really know, but a lot of them I do. Some of them I don't. But
It was tough.
yeah, I could have here sitting at 10. He's been a very reliable center and key piece for that Bears offensive line. I'm pretty sure he's the longest tenured offensive lineman on that Bears line as well. I mean, the guy just plays the position very solidly. He knows what he's doing. I believe he has a Pro Bowl or 2 under his belt as well. Coming in at number 9, I have Ryan Jensen for the Bucks. This is a longtime vet who has played very well at the position. Multiple career Pro Bowls there as well. Helped keep that offensive line in a solid position as of last year. He's going to have to, play a huge part again this year with the new quarterback system, and the ball's not going to come out of the hands as fast as it would with the likes of Brady. But one way or another, this guy's a very good center. Number 8, I went with Connor Williams from the Dolphins. Didn't watch a whole bunch of his tape as I was looking up with these guys today, but I seen that he was pretty good in the run block. I believe last year he ranked in the top 10 of run block rating amongst all offensive linemen. And I mean, the guy seems to be a pretty solid beast, not going to lie. Number 7 is going to be David Andrews for the Patriots. Oh, excuse me. This is another guy, though. I mean, I feel like David Andrews has been in the league for a little bit of time now, and year in, year out, he's a guy that I've actually seen whose name's been on there. He's got a couple Pro Bowls under his belt. He can always do what he needs to do in the run. He's not a horrible lineman in the pass, but, I mean, definitely more of a run or a better run center than he is a pass center. Number 6, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce his last name right, is going to be Ethan Posick for the Browns. Another guy that I don't know much about, but looking at through all of his Pro Football Focus grades last year and some of his film from last year, the guy seems to be a very, very reliable center. He's good in the pass game, even better in the run game. That helps Nick Chubb out and, be as efficient of a runner as he is. Number 5, I'm going to roll with Tyler Lindenbaum from the Ravens. I believe he was picked just 2 years ago, maybe even last year. But, I mean, he had a very good first season in the league, second season in the league. Guy seems to know what he's doing. He's becoming a very, very good run blocker more than a pass blocker. But, I mean, he's a good pass blocker as well. But the run block he's starting to develop is just very, very good. Number 4 is going to be Frank Ragnow from the Lions. This is a guy who I feel could have maybe been in the 3 spot, but injuries is kind of going to be my biggest thing here with him. But he's a very good center. He knows how to block in the run. He knows how to block in.
Oh, hey, whoa. Your audio's cutting out.
Probably. Uh-oh. We just lost Christian.
Christian can't come to the phone right now. Oh, why? Oh, he's dead.
Christian's dead. We can't hear you yet. Okay, there you are. Nope.
Okay. This is interesting.
Oh, there it is. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope.
I see bro, motherfucker.
Yo.
Nice. Yo, now I can hear you. Yeah, it's because I was connected to Odessa's freaking car.
He's probably just heard a bunch of just like.
Yeah, yeah. I could hear you guys through the garage.
That's fine. Just keep on going. You were number 4.
Where did I was on, like, did I cut out on 4?
I just heard end number 4, so I think so, right? Or no,
so
number 3. No, you just did number 4 because it was Ragnar.
Yeah, I'm about to say Ragnar. Yeah. I was making sure. Okay, cool. Let me get back to my notes. I'm sorry, guys. That may be difficult. Number 3 is going to be Corey Linsley for the Chargers. He's another guy who when I get into the top 2 here, I feel like he's just a small step below the 2 guys I have in the top 2. Corey Linsley is a guy who can do it all, and he's a big anchor to that Chargers offensive line. I think the biggest thing is the guy can use some help. I think Rashawn Slater is who it is over there with Chargers, but one way or another, that Chargers offensive line is not as great as it can be, but Linsley is a huge, solid part of that team, and he helps keep Herbert upright for the most part as much as he can. He had very good passing and run blocking grades last year. I want to say he was top 3 in both through Pro Football Focus at the center position. So, very good player.
PFF, David's favorite.
I know. Number 2. Creed Humphreys, baby, because
let's go.
Guys, gotta be fake out.
Let's go.
Gotta be 2. Creed Humphreys at number 2 spot, dude. Look, guys, young. He's an animal. He's a beast, right? I can't argue it, dude. The guy's very, very good at position. Can't argue it. I don't think you can argue it. No, you can't argue. You can't argue because the number 1 spot obviously is, without a doubt, in my opinion, cannot be argued. Never will be argued. The greatest of all time. Run it back, Jason Kelce. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
He didn't even give us like a real reason why Humphreys was number 2. He just
he's just not as good as Kelce. That's why he's number 2.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle it
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I couldn't. My heart was just racing to get it out because Jason Kelce's the best center in football. Creed Humphreys is everything that Jason Kelce is, except Jason Kelce, and that's why Creed Humphreys is the 2 and Jason Kelce is the 1.
Yeah, we'll let David go next, but Christian, I feel like we pretty much did like the same homework over here. I don't know what happened.
Did we?
All of them are pretty darn
guys keep looking at that stupid Pro Football Focus.
But yeah, David, go at it, man. Who do you got?
At number 10, I have Ted Karras from the Cincinnati Bengals. He's one of the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, number 10. I don't think I think if he isn't at 10, he's at 11 or 12. I think he's pretty up there. But obviously the offensive line for Cincinnati Bengals need to have some major improvement. They had a good improvement last year, but they need more. Now they got Orlando Brown Jr. in there. Last year he looked really good. Now, if you want to talk about Pro Football Focus grades, whatever, I'll say I looked at a Pro Football Focus grade for him, 76.1 in pass blocking grade, which is 4th best at that position. Now, again, like I say, it's a key part of a rebuilding O-line that if they have a solid year protecting Burrow, again, that pass game going, I think the AFL could be worried, and the Cincinnati Bengals could be the team in the AFL to come out.
The AFL.
AFL. Yeah, the AFL. They're actually going back. We're making the league again. We're going back.
I got really confused for a second.
The AFC, yeah.
Number 9.
At number 9, I have Connor Williams from Miami. This is actually his first season he had under center. And he certainly did a really good job. It wouldn't be fair to put that improvement exclusively down to the fact that he got to play center for the entire year, because he was a pretty improved throughout his years in Dallas as well. He's just 26 years old, but he's had 5 seasons under his belt, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him make another jump up next year. Number 8, I have Ryan Jensen from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jensen played just 1 game in 2022. It was pretty rough, but that's what's to be expected when you have a very terrible knee injury that you missed a whole season for. Nick and I actually saw the injury happen live. That happened during the playoff game versus the Bucs and the Eagles.
I thought that gave us a chance.
No, yeah, we were down by like 30 at that point, I think. But from 2019 2021, he was the 5th best rush blocking center. And even though he is older, he's getting up there in age, he still has that ability to set the tone of the offense in the run game. They'll need it this year, because I'm not sure how much Baker Mayfield's going to be doing in that passing game this year. Obviously, you still have great weapons out there in your wide receivers, but I don't know if he is still up to par. At number 7, I'll have Ethan Pochich from the Cleveland Browns. He was Seattle's 2nd-round pick in 2017, but he struggled as a guard in those first 3 seasons, but they moved him over to center. Ever since then, he's been doing really well in those past couple of years. Now, you may argue, of course, part of the improvement may be the fact that he is between Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller, 2 top 10 offensive guards, but he has had improvement dating back to 2020 when he was with the Seahawks. So I think it's kind of fair to at least give him some credit there. At number 6, I'll have David Andrews from the New England Patriots. He was undrafted back in not related to you, Brooklyn. Nor would it be I guess that would be if I got married to you and took your last name. But nice. He has done pretty well since entering the league. He's had 700 or more snaps in 7 of his 8 seasons, and he's done really well with his Pro Football Focus grade, and all but 2 of those years. I will say the only reason why I don't like Pro Football Focus, I don't know why they get their gradings from. I think they're stupid. However, there's not a lot of stats to go off of when you're looking at linemen, especially centers.
It really is. And then I just it's like they have their own thing. Well, he has a Pro Football Focus grade of this. I'm like, where are you getting this grade from?
Like, what do you get the grade from? Like, some person sitting up there, he's like,
who said Pro Football Focus was like the people to decide too? Like,
right.
Someone's paying. I think I that's why I think that Humphrey paid them last year.
Yeah, if you go on like NFL and anything now, I'd be like, oh, he's got a Pro Football Focus grade. Like,
I was like, you lost credibility with me as soon as you didn't put Miles Sanders as your like top 50 rookies of his rookie year.
Yeah.
At number 5, I have Frank Ragnow from the Detroit Lions. He was a 23rd overall pick in 2018. He has been one of the best run blocking centers in the NFL since he arrived in Detroit. He has missed some time due to injury throughout his career. But you can argue that the fact that he has been one of the better centers for run blocks. I mean, look at the success of people like Williams and Swift, who have now gone on to other places because of how well they did in Detroit. At number 4, I have Corey Linsley from the Los Angeles Chargers. He had his 2nd worst run blocking season of his career last year. However, he had a really great passing blocking season as well. He has a career high in his PFF for pass blocking. Whoever they grade that on. He'll be 32 years old this season, but we haven't really seen decline in him yet. So I think it's pretty safe to keep him in that top 5. At number 3, I have my surprise pick. I have Tyler Linderbaum from the Baltimore Ravens at number 3.
I knew he had to be up there. He's top 5.
And so the reason why it's really crazy to think he was a rookie last year, right? So I'm saying that the 3rd best center is a 2-year player, but he did really well in his run blocking, which
came from Iowa, right?
I think he came from Iowa. I think he's on those Iowa teams.
Iowa.
But I mean, he has been one of the best run blocking centers in the league, which he needs to be. You have the 3 best running backs in the league in Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins. So, I mean, he had some pass blocking struggles, but a lot of that had to do with the fact that he still hasn't been able to reach stunts yet. and that's going to come in a huge improvement in year 2. I think Todd Monken is now their new offensive coordinator, so it's going to be interesting to see how he incorporates him into that offensive line. At number 2, I have Creed Humphrey, my favorite band, Creed, Kansas City Chiefs. Humphrey has been in the NFL for 2 seasons and has been doing really well those 2 seasons. Now, if you're looking at Pro Football Focus, he barely edged out Jason Kelsey by 0.5 points in his Pro Football Focus grades. And then they
stupid.
A lot of people want to factor in age as well. I think it's a fair projection if you really want to put him over the Jason Kelsey. However, Jason Kelsey, I feel like, brings a lot more to the table, which is why my number 1 is Jason Kelsey from the Philadelphia Eagles. Consistently one of the best centers for over a decade now. He was dominant as a run blocker throughout his career. And I just think, obviously, you want to sit there and look at how great he's been at playing. He can pull really well. He gets out there fast. But the most important thing for me is that he is a leader. He has been the number 1 guy. He's been the battery of that offense. You look at how many offensive linemen this team has had that have been amazing. You look at Evan Mathis, Lane Johnson, Jason Peters, Brandon Brooks, Sam Alu. Now you have Malata, Landon Dickerson, even Cam Jurgens. He has been the center point to all of those great offensive lines. And even now, he could retire and be a Hall of Famer, but he wants to come back and run it back again. And he has not shown any stops in production.
Bad taste in his mouth.
He's the best center in the NFL right now. He's the best center in Eagles football history, and he is the best center in NFL history, and that's why he is at my number 1.
Yeah, I mean that's really hard to argue. At that spot, but I'll kick this off with mine at number 10. Looks good. I have.
Oh, hold on. Honorable mentions. I have Cody Whitehair from the Chicago Bears. I have Brian Allen from the Rams, Mitch Morse from the Bills, and Drew Dalman from the Falcons. You can continue.
Yeah, I wanted to put Brian Allen on there, man, but I just couldn't do it. He's right outside. But at number 10, I got Cody Whitehair. I think he's doing better now that he has someone that can run. That's basically a running back there as well. So, and I think it's only going to get better with what they've been doing with that team. So that's why I'm going to have him in the top 10 for sure because of that. Number 9, Ted Karras. I knew David would like this pick. I was kind of surprised when he said 10. And, I feel like he's a little better than 10. With that offensive line, they paid money for that team. So, I mean, he looks great. I really hasn't had many sacks given up through the middle. So, Joe Burrow is also a beast. So that could have something to do with it as well. At number 8, I got Connor Williams. I put him on here because he decided to leave Dallas. He deserves to be in the top 10 just because of that.
That's the criteria. That's all you gotta do. Don't be Dallas.
Yeah. Hey, any player that wants to make my top 10, leave Dallas. But the fact that this was his first year under center, and he went out and he was great. He looks great. And for the Dolphins, they didn't really have a line. We saw it. We saw what happened to Tua. We saw what happened to Teddy. I mean, and he wasn't the issue. So, I mean, that's what I liked about him. And I think he could jump on this list too, jump up, having another year under his belt.
If only the Miami Dolphins had a great offensive lineman like Tunsil, that'd be crazy.
Stop, dude. At number 7, I got Ethan Pocic. Like David said, pretty much stole everything from me. The 2017 pick over there for Seattle. I mean, it's crazy to me that he was a guard that moved to center. But he looks good. I hope it doesn't work out for him in Cleveland because I'm not a Watson fan. Don't think he's that good. But he deserves to be on that list. Number 6, I got the undrafted free agent, David Andrews with the Patriots. I love seeing players make the list when you go undrafted and you come out there and you're one of the best players in the league at your position. You like to see it, and I think he's going to make another jump. He's right outside the top 5. He could possibly make his way in the top 5, although arguably this top 5 that's sitting in here it's going to be hard to beat these top 5. Leads me into it. I got number 4, Frank Ragnow.
5. You didn't even say 5.
Oh, number 5. Thank you for helping me count. Number 5, Frank Ragnow. Arguably one of the best run blocking centers in the league. He needs to work on the passing game, but being a run blocker is a huge part of the job there as a center. Leading off into my number 4, Tyler Linderbaum.
Linderbaum.
I mean, let's be honest, dude. The guy comes out there his first year in the league and shows a crazy amount, like he didn't even just graduate college and get into the league. I mean, that's unheard of.
Did he graduate college? Did he go 3 years or 4 years?
Well, I'm sure he gragraduated. Most of these linemen play all years.
Usually linemen aren't going.
Years. They're not someone that just go out and like, oh, because you don't be like, oh, who's this guy? Like you don't really think about it. But either way, dude absolutely took the leap and looked great. But that's also he had Huntley as his quarterback pretty much all year last year. Baller. And having Lamar there,
Pro Bowler.
Yeah,
that's Pro Bowler Huntley to you.
Stop it. But now that he's going to have Lamar there, even if they do get some pressure on him, Lamar's just going to.
Yeah, but did Lamar make the Pro Bowl last year? I mean, come on, let's be real. Is Lamar even better than Huntley?
I don't know. Maybe that's something we need to argue. I mean, the money talks.
One more playoff win than him. He does though.
But yeah, I think he could end up being number 3. I just don't know about the 2. If you can be better than those 2, but at number 3. I got Corey Linsley. He looked great all year, and all the games that I watched, the Chargers, I don't think I saw him give a sack up at all. He looked great in the passing game. For that, that's gonna help him. I don't think it's even possible to be number 1 or number 2 of the position. Could, but I don't think it's possible. Getting into my number 2.
Gross.
You taking a number 2?
With arms wide open.
Yeah, Creed, let's go.
Humphrey. I mean, dude's great. He's good at what he does. I still feel like he paid someone to get that number 1 spot last year. I don't agree with it. He's not really the huge leader on the team. He's there. I mean, he has Mahomes, which is great and everything like that. I don't think he's number 1. He's number 2 for sure, but he's not number 1. Getting into my number 1, the leader himself, that dog mentality, Jason Kelce.
I'd just like to point out, you said to me that I didn't give any specific reason why Kelce was above Creed, and you did not give a specific reason either.
Yeah, I did. I said he's not a leader. I said he's not a leader.
Oh my God.
Jason Kelce is the leader on the team. He's been that guy since the beginning, since we drafted him. He stepped up big. Dude can go out whenever he wants. I don't care if he plays another 10 seasons. I don't care how long. Even if he's the worst center in the league, he paid his dues. He has always been the best center in the league, in my opinion. Dude, you see him go out on the edge and have some crazy run blocks. I mean, the dude takes out 2 people at a time and he just keeps going. He loves what he does. Like, he just loves it. He's just got
quick.
He's got that dog mentality. But yeah, that's
hungry dogs run faster.
That's what I'm saying. But that's my top 10. Guys, unfortunately, I lost the bet.
Congrats. Oh.
I said Dame was gonna get traded. I waited down to the last wire, hoping every time I would.
Wait a minute! Breaking news!
Yeah,
you lost. Continue.
Breaking news: Nick has to punished.
Yeah, and I thought about it, and every time I would see a notification pop up on my phone, I was like, "Oh, this is it. He's getting traded." No, didn't happen. So we came up with. I had to go and buy this, by the way. I'm gonna put some cayenne pepper in some water. And I don't know how much to put in here, David.
Don't put too much. You don't have to put too much in it.
Ooh, it doesn't. But just so you know, it's
probably
cayenne.
the whole bottle.
I just opened it. So
so it's gonna be a little different for Nick and his chugs and everything. In more recent months, he has the Daniel fast for his church, so he said no alcohol, and we're not gonna tell him.
Oh no! It just
what did you put in there?
It
How
just
much
jumped out, dude. I mean, I can't even show you, but I got clumps in here.
Well, you should get a fork, stir it up. For all of you who don't know, cayenne pepper is actually really good for you. Put it in some water. Actually helps with stomach ulcers and helps with digestion as well. So if you're looking for that, the only after side effects of it is it does burn, and his poop may burn too, just a little bit.
Ooh, it smells so weird.
It doesn't taste too bad, just tastes spicy. It's just fire water. And what better way to punish somebody for a hot take than make his mouth actually hot? So we're gonna have him do that. And I mean, I guess while we're doing that, Christian, you can tell us about your certified baller.
Yeah, my certified baller. Okay, that was actually really quick. So
yeah, dude,
it's in my throat. Oh,
that's what she said.
Oh,
you're red, dude. You're already red.
Yeah.
Dude's a tomato already.
How was that?
Oh my gosh, dude. It's just in my throat.
I am Terry and I need to be smoked out.
That is so bad. I'd rather have those 2 shots.
Well, you can't.
That's a non-alcoholic fireball.
Yeah, right. Not my certified baller. Yeah,
Nick, he's going through it right now. Dude.
I know, literally, Nick's like dying over here.
Dude, your poop's gonna be so nice.
Now, my certified baller for this week, this week's gonna be the Oklahoma Thunder as a team collectively. And the reason the Oklahoma Thunder is my certified baller is because I just found that, and this might have been news that's been out for a minute, but this is news that I found out. It's been going around for a while, exclusively as of this week, is the Thunder now have 35 draft picks over the next 7 years, and 15 of those are first-round draft picks. Yes,
wait,
35.
I'm sorry, 35? There's only two. There's only 2.
Yep, there's only 2 rounds. The Thunder have 35 draft picks over the next 7 years, and 15 of which are first-round draft picks.
So where do they get those from? Like, are they getting them from the Russell Westbrook trade? Did they get anything for Chris Paul?
I'm not 100% sure how they all came through collectively. I just know it's through. If you go and look it up on, I don't know where
they got something for Paul George from the Clippers as well. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
And then that's also a team that we didn't get to see Chet Holmgren at all last year, and Alexander's
a baller. Yeah,
he's a baller. That's interesting.
Yeah, the team is set up very, very nicely for the future, and like we just said, with Chet coming back and everything we expect him to be, and what we've already seen out of Alexander, this team could be a very, very good team, and very soon as well. I mean, like we said, there's only 2 rounds in the stinking draft, and for you to have 35 picks over the next 7 years, I mean, that's
unreal.
I mean,
man.
5 picks a draft, like that's
crazy,
insane.
Wow, where did you find that? Like, what made you like? How did you stumble upon that, dude?
Dude, so I was just on Instagram, and I was just scrolling through, and it was something that popped up on ESPN, and I was like, wow. I was kind of like mind blown, like that's crazy.
You heard it here first on the Highly Taken podcast, not on ESPN.
Yeah, not on ESPN.
ESPN who?
And then right. And then, so do you guys have any certified, or can I just hop to the deflated?
You already know that he probably has an honorable mention, but right now my esophagus and my stomach are burning. Like, I can feel it going all the way down. We'll
give him a little bit of time. We only have a minute left, so we can.
Oh yes.
Sometimes he needs to recover. And so you know how I am. I obviously have honorable mentions. I'm the honorable mention guy. If you look at my name in the yearbook, honorable mention at Trinity Christian Academy. So my certified honorable mention baller is actually going to be a combined baller because there was a combined no-hitter that the Detroit Tigers threw this past week. Matt Manning, Jason Foley, and Alex Lang combined for a no-hitter. Now, I know it's not as rare as a perfect game, but is the 320th no-hitter in MLB history and the 9th in Tigers history. I'm just glad that this one wasn't ruined by a terrible umpire's call.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's real rough. Do you have another one, or is that the one you're going with?
No, that was the one.
All right, I like it.
If you want to put another honorable mention, obviously that replay official during the Marlins Phillies game that we saw. What a great guy! What a great call.
Nice.
New York, you got that wrong. Christian, who's your deflated baller, man?
My deflated baller is going to be the MLB committee who decides on the subs and replacement for the MLB All-Star game, and specifically because Blake Snell was left out, and I am absolutely, utterly mind-blown how he was left out, dude. Have you guys seen the tear he's been on recently through his last 9 games?
Listen, dude, man, I get it. But that's 9 games.
I mean, dude, yeah, it's 9 games, but even if you go into a season average, dude, this guy's pitching better than half the other guys that made through the reserves. I mean, the guy's pitching on a great year, but realistically, Padres suck. So
deserve what he did to Harper.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I talked about it a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about how the All-Star selection needs to change. Nick and I were actually talking to this guy that was a Tampa Bay Rays fan, and we're like, yeah, like it's so bad. Like Wander Franco, there's no reason that he shouldn't have been an alternate. Sure, you can say that, yeah, you know, he should have been a starter maybe, but like he should have at least been on the reserves.
Should have been on the team.
Was not put on the team until after Trout got hurt. So like,
I mean, dude, the guy led the league in stolen bases, and the closest guy next to him was like 20 behind him.
Oh, and he was batting over 300.
He had I think he had almost the same amount of stolen bases as one of the MLB teams combined.
And he stole one against Real Muto.
Yeah.
And he hit a home run in the same game.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it needs to be like David, you said before, maybe they go to what the NBA does, and you know, you still vote on it, but you still need to have the committee and the players voting on it too. I mean, it's not fair. You have people like Casty, yes, he made the reserves, but in all honesty, he should have been a starter.
Like my baby Bryson Stott,
didn't get a chance because he's not the name that anyone knows. You know, batting 300 the entire time. You know, it's just not. It's not right that these guys aren't getting the recognition that they deserve, and these other people like Trout. I'm sorry, Trout didn't deserve to make it. Harper didn't deserve to make it. But they made it because their name, and now they're going to go down. That's another All-Star game that they've got on their name. It's going on their resume. You know, Harper's going to go down as 15-20 time All-Star because of his name, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, at the end of the day, though, I would like to give a special shout out to a first-time All-Star game maker. Shout out Corbin Carroll. He's doing everything.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's on a tear, guys. Love to see it, baby.
You knew it was gonna happen, man. You know he was gonna say as soon as I knew he was gonna say it's Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll.
Dude saddles up Corbin Carroll. He gets a prize pony.
But David, I'll let you go last since you know you're gonna have an honorable mention. My deflated baller is the San Antonio Spurs.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm going to say this because did anyone see how Victor, I'm going to butcher his name, Wembanyama.
Wembanyama, not Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. Whatever, Hakuna Matata for all I care. The guy got bullied. They had to sit him out. He's not playing for the rest of the summer league because he's that bad. And they don't want him to look any worse than what it is.
What do you mean, dude? His second game, he came in and dropped 27 points.
Bro, did you see? Yeah, but he can't. He's not a facilitator. He can't go down and post up. He can only do things around. He's getting bullied down there. He can't. I literally saw him throwing elbows into people and he can't back up a small guy.
Scoot should have been the number 1 pick, man, and I'll stand to it.
So that's why they're my deflated baller. But I have an honorable mention, David.
Oh, I like it. I like honorable mentions.
I want you to finish what you were going to say.
Oh, I was going to talk about Wembanyama, whatever his name is, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
The thing is, that was my big thing. He has great athletic talent, but he is so skinny. He has no meat on his bones. At least Chet Holmgren came out and got some meat on his bones. Like even with Kevin Durant didn't have any meat on his bones. Like you can't.
But neither did Giannis at first, though.
Yeah, at first, yeah, but they got him in that weight room, so maybe he just needs some time in that weight room.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Because, dude, you pull him after 2 games. Come on now.
You're that tall and that skinny. You are going to get bullied. Like you go against a guy like Embiid. Embiid is a big, like not fat, but he's buff and he's 7 foot tall. And he's going to post you up. And so it's going to be something that he'll need to be able to do because I don't think at that heights, I don't think you're going to be able to sit there and go down in the post, or else you're just going to get outmatched the entire time.
Absolutely. But yeah, my honorable mention, and we can't go this video without bringing this up. Northwestern, and how do you let it go under? You're telling me that Pat Fitzgerald, the head coach, didn't know about it. He just said, well, I had no idea what's going on, this hazing. And it's sexual and everything that's going on. I mean, that's terrible. It's been going on. How many years has it been going on that we don't even know about, that we just found out about it? I mean, that's the issue. They deserve whatever they get. I hope honestly, they're not able to play in a ball game for the same thing as USC for 5 years.
Do you think they give them the death penalty, or do you think they just
dude, they need to be punished? I think 5 years without being bowl eligible. I think that's what you have to do with the organization. It's that simple.
What? Wait, they weren't already be punished, not allowed to be bowl eligible the past couple of years?
They were
just bad. That was
yeah,
they've just been ass.
They've just been that bad.
Yeah, I can't say much about hazing. I went to FSU, before I got there, like that year, like somebody actually died from hazing. But like, and that's awful. There was one case when I lived in Indiana. There's a school called Wood Memorial, and their football team got suspended for the entire year because they were hazing freshmen on the football team.
They were memorializing Wood.
They were shoving broomsticks up their butts and making them suck the linemen's titties. So,
what? This was hazing?
Yeah, I mean,
that's disgusting.
Hazing is a very loose term. It's very interesting. It can be anything from like, go carry my bags the entire year to suck that lineman's titties, I guess. That's awful.
I mean, I don't mind a little bit of haze, like going in there, something that's not.
Yeah, dude, like a solid titty looks cool. Like
no.
A broom of the butt, who hasn't?
I think sexual hazing, is way too far. I mean, even in my opinion, even if you go out there and just demoralize someone, I don't agree with that. But I mean, hazing, it's part of it, man. They even rookies in NFL still get hazed, but they do it in fun.
Yeah, it just depends what you define as hazing. Like, I feel like haze now has a very negative connotation to it because of what's come out with a certain amount of hazing that's been going on. I mean, it's just a very slippery slope now, like what is okay and what isn't. Now, obviously, sexual stuff, like you said, no way people are like, oh yeah, we're gonna shove a broom up a guy's butt and think that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's definitely a line, and they crossed it, and they are gonna deal with the repercussions of what they did. So
I'll go with my deflated baller. I'll give a slight honorable mention here. I was going to put the Angels on there because, again, they're literally physically deflating right now. I talked about how they're going to fall to 4th place in the division. They did it a lot quicker than I thought they would, but they are now 4th place behind the Mariners.
They definitely did.
But my deflated baller I have are Sharks, Marlins, and officials. No. I'm not talking about a Chinese basketball team or a baseball team or umpires or refs. I'm talking about competitive fishing. This weekend, a fishing team had lost out on $3.5 million prize. They caught a 619-pound blue marlin. However, the fish was judged as mutilated, which disqualified the team's catch and prize, which went to the second place team who only had a 450-pound fish. Now, apparently the rule goes that if the skin is penetrated or a chunk of flesh is missing due to sharks, other fish, mammals, propellers, then the fish is deemed to be disqualified. And so because of that, the judges ruled that the fish had to be disqualified.
Did you say that it was like 200 pounds heavier than any other fish?
It was almost about 200 pounds heavier than the second place
while
fish.
also being messed up.
See, and that's what I said too. I was like, why does it matter if it's mutilated? I feel like if it's missing stuff, that makes it lighter. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude, that's so jacked. I'm sorry, guys. That's messed up.
They were fighting with that thing for 6 hours.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it, man.
6 hours to catch that one fish just to be told it's disqualified.
Oh,
Absolutely insane.
wow. Hey, come on now.
Wow.
Hey, at least I thought you were gonna go with what those people were doing for years when they were doing the bass tournaments and putting weights.
Stuff in the weights
Yeah,
inside.
stuff in the weights inside, and they finally got caught, and they had to. I think they had to give up all of their. Down goes Christian. They had to give up all of their earnings from what they won, and they were DQ'd for everything. Man,
I mean,
what
yeah.
That's
Dude,
tough.
Derby starts in 2 minutes, and Rosarena for the win.
Rosarena.
Rosarena
is gonna win. That's our boy. He's gonna win the home run
That's our
derby.
boy. Well, it's only our boy because Corbin Carroll's not in it. But
oh my gosh.
Well, he's your boy Toy. There's a big difference in here.
No,
So we got
Bryson Stott is my boy Toy. Get it right.
Hey, did I tell you that I should have said my deflated baller was David.
For almost losing my wallet.
For leaving his wallet in the stadium. But it ended up being a good thing because I got to see Sosa and Stott walk out of the stadium. So that was nice.
That was cool.
Yeah. And he has hair like, dude, just like yours, by the way. So that's probably why you like him.
I know.
But that's gonna get us to our last little segment, guys. Our hot takes of the week. As always, ladies first. Christian.
How about you, Christian?
Here we go. You ready for this one? This one's really hot. This is what I like. You ready for it? The NL side of the All-Star game is going to throw a no-hitter.
No. No, dude.
A no-hitter?
I think they're starting.
No hit.
They're starting.
Wow.
Gallon. I think they're starting Gallon. There's no way you're gonna get a no-hitter. They're gonna juice those balls.
No-hitter.
I think also
they purposely want it to be a high-scoring game. It's not happening.
Isn't there also like a stat out there that the AL has won like
the nine in a row?
Like it's 9 in a row. Yeah, they've just dominated the past several years.
NL's about to dominate now. Boys.
Maybe that should be the hot takes that the NL's actually going to win one. Now it doesn't really matter at this point because it used to be the winner gets home field advantage. There actually used to be an actual caveat for winning the game. Exactly. Now there's not. Now it's just a fanfare game. But that's hot. That's no hitter in the All-Star game. You have the best hitters in the game coming up there. There's no way. Gallon hasn't even thrown a no hitter in his career, and he's played.
It's going to be a combined no.
Oh, that's rough, dude. I don't know the way that Thompson has pitching. I don't think it's happening.
That's true. He'll pull Gallon as soon as he lets one.
Yeah, I wanted to know this. How did Rob Thompson get into the game?
Because
he's in the World Series.
Yeah, he was the NL manager.
It's the World Series managers that are in it. Yeah, dude. That is very hot.
It's a good one.
Very hot.
It's a good one.
But I'll go next, David, because I like saving yours for last. Because we should have saved that one for last. To be honest, that was
really hot.
That was crazy. But mine is, and there's only 3 games. Keep in mind, there's only 3 games being played this week or this weekend. The Astros will be in first place ahead of the Rangers at the end of this weekend.
Ooh.
They're 2 games back.
Wow.
2 games back. Rangers are playing the Guardians.
Wow.
But the Astros are playing the Fallen Angels. And I think they're going to take all 3 of those. Now, they're saying that Ohtani's pitching the first game. But I thought he was, hurt. Is he not?
I was told it was only a blister on the finger.
Yeah, he's DHing in the All-Star game too.
Oh my goodness.
On my fingers.
Okay, well then he should be back to normal by then. But still, I think the A's are going to be out there, and I think they're going to get it.
You think he gets traded here soon?
Huh?
You think Ohtani gets traded here soon?
I don't think they can afford to get rid of him at this point.
Dude, I feel like that's all they can do is afford to get rid of him because you're tanking. Your season's going to end with you not going into the playoffs, and you're going to let the best player in baseball walk because your team sucks and is a poverty franchise.
It's the same thing that happened with Trout. right?
Trout's different. He was way too loyal.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
Dude,
Christians like them Japanese boys ain't
Dude,
loyal as this
I'm-
true-hearted American boys.
Dude,
Believe in the
that's
first chance to get.
Trout would have 100%. If Harper would have just kept his mouth shut, Trout would have ended up signing with the Phillies. But the Angels got scared, so they offered him 10-year, $400 million.
I would have loved just the two most injury-prone all-stars out there with Harper and Trout.
yeah, right.
Right. But what do you got, David?
They'll tag team each other on the IL.
You do like tag teaming.
I don't like to be in the second of the tag team.
But you do like your three-way too.
Dude, okay, that's actually no,
Upsled?
that's my certified baller. Skyline Chili, my
so
certified
good.
baller. We don't get those.
Skyline.
No. So my hot take of the week, I feel like I said it this past weekend. I have Randy Arozarena winning the home run derby. I think he's a really great hitter. I don't think he's talked about enough. And I think he'll shine out in the home run derby. I think Pete Alonso's in it, so I think he's right now the front runner for it. I don't know who else
Alonso
is I don't know if Vladdy's
Alonso, Vladdy, Julio Rodriguez, the bull from the White Sox. I forget his name. But Rosarena, dude from the Texans, Lotus or I forget his name, outfielder, and then there's one other person.
Oh, I know. I thought it was Jung.
Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts.
Was Jung?
Yeah,
It was Jung in the.
No, Jung's not
Jung. Here's what I'll say too. I think Rosen's going to win. Don't be surprised if the Seattle Mariners Julio Rodriguez wins, because for some reason they always love to have the hometown favorite winning those home run derbies. But we'll go with the Rosarena winning the home run derby.
Hold on, that was your hot take last week. You're gonna continue to.
Well, my hot take. We made our hot take on the weekend. So like, what do you want my hot take to be?
I want you to have another hot take. I want to have an honorable mention hot take.
Honorable mention hot take. Okay.
Yes.
What's going on in the world of sports this week? There's literally nothing going on.
The All-Star game.
Besides the All-Star game, fine.
The home run derby.
There's going to be 8 home runs hit during the All-Star game. Screw your no-hitter, Christian. 8 home runs. The ball's going to be flying out of the yard in Seattle. No one's going to care.
They're going to put helium in those things.
Dude, they're going to start using tennis balls. Those things are going to be launched 500 feet in the air. Your no-hitter's going to be gone. The second pitch of the game, your no-hitter's going to be gone, Christian. 8 home runs.
Oh,
Can't
my goodness.
even argue it.
Ooh,
Can't be argued.
I love it. All right, guys. On that, we'll see you later.
I'm excited for the Celebrity All-Star game, so I'll see you guys later.
Later.
Later.